Talking with Bob Danley at Lee Metcalf National Wildlife Refuge. Good morning, Bob.
Hey, good morning, Steve and everybody.
So, springtime, you know, we're going to get some more cold, but right now it sure seems like spring.
Oh, man, isn't it awesome? In fact, the first sunny 60-degree day, you're going to see a butterfly. And a good place to see that would be Bass Creek, which is Forest Service property just north of Stevensville. You walk up the trail a couple hundred yards, and you look at trees that have like sapsucker drillings in them, and the butterflies are taking advantage of that those little wells, so to speak, sugar wells. Yep.
I know you pay attention to where the butterflies congregate here in the valley, and that's one of the better places, Bass Creek?
Yeah, oh yeah. Although it can be done anywhere for sure, you just need to find a place where there's sap, and there's certain trees that are drilled by sapsuckers. I think these are some kind of an ash. I can't say what the species is, and even if I told you, it probably wouldn't mean anything. But it's pretty simple to look around, and you can see on the trunks of trees if they're leaking, some kind of a juice, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other cool thing to be looking for now is butterflies are still kind of far out there, but there is greenery on the landscape.
Oh, yeah.
Not all brown. And yesterday, our biotech, Deborah Goslin, found a really kind of a neat moss, and she was tipped off to this fact by a local moss expert, Judy Hoy, in Stevensville.
Mm-hmm.
And this moss is called Tortula truncata. And it's got a big, long name, but it's really a tiny plant. And these mosses are really unique in that they're not really like the rest of the plants. They're not vascular. In other words, they don't have tubes in them for the most part to conduct water or other fluids, okay? So they grow really short, and they're really hard to identify in many cases. And what you actually see is not, they don't have roots, by the way. They have things called rhizoids.
Well, yeah, it's a whole different way of reproducing.
It is, yeah. In fact, get this. The leaves are only one cell thick. This is amazing stuff. Yeah, this is totally amazing. So to get down on your knees and look at this, now supposedly there's only like one moss growing in dry uplands right now, and it's the one I just said, Tortula truncata.
Uh-huh.
And it can be identified because there's a little bulging structure at the end of a stem, which isn't really a stem at all. It's called the sporophyte, I believe. And at the tip of that little round cap is the capsule is a little projection that curves, and that's how you identify it, if it's curving down. So obviously this is really a hard moss to identify. There are others that are on rocks and other places that are much bigger and more easier to identify. But again, this is just to give you a clue that, hey, if you want to look for something that's colorful right now, that would be a challenge to not only see but photograph or identify. You might want to zoom in on those really bright green areas. And
okay.
The cool part is if they dry out and it rains again, they will immediately spring into action. This is really quite
sort of like mushrooms then at that point.
Yeah, kind of like a mushroom. Yeah, mushrooms are just starting to emerge too. Look at the edge of melting snowbanks. There's species that are totally that their life cycle is part of that.
Yeah. Well, it's always changing every day.
It is. So everybody get out there, and enjoy it. It's good for your spirit.
And if you have questions about something you see out there, just drop by the headquarters at Lee Metcalf.
Yeah, or give us